everybody. Welcome to another episode. I'm doing a spotlight today with some regular guests, actually. We've got Carla Van Voorst here and Daneaya Ziols. Oh, I always get this. Ziolkowski. And they will be joining us and sharing with us on tips on how to support your immune system by using BodyTalk and hypnotherapy. So pretty excited to have them on the show today. That's what we will be chatting about. And if you'd like to let us know where you're watching from, comment in the comments below there. We've got Kristen here already saying hi. Hi, Kristen. Nice to see you. Thank you for watching. Got my mom here. Hi, Carly. It's your mom. She's joining us again, and she's watching from Ontario, actually. And so we are going to bring in Carla and Daneaya into the stream right here, and then I'll unmute you guys as well. Hi, Daneaya. Hi, Carla. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, that's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy that you're on the show again. It's actually been quite a while since you've been on. So
it has
good
been
to
a
have
while.
you back. Welcome back. And I know
Thank
that
you,
this is a topic that I like always, and things we can do to holistically heal ourselves and support our bodies and our systems, and today specifically the immune system. If anyone's watching and you would like to leave a comment, please allow StreamYard permission to post your photo and your name. And that can be done at streamyard.com/Facebook. So if you go over there, then we'll be able to see your info, and it'll be a much better viewing experience for everybody here, because I like bringing multiple people on the screen, and I like having all the visuals that we do, like this little ticker at the bottom. So that's all for the viewers. Make it easier and better for you guys to watch. So today is the immune system supports using hypnotherapy and BodyTalk. So Daneaya, let's start with you. Can you let us know, just do a recap for those who haven't seen previous shows, what brought you to the world of hypnotherapy, and share with us some of the newer modalities too that you've been doing.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So my name is Daneaya, and I am a certified hypnotherapist. I've also just recently added NLP to my toolbox, and NLP is just simply neuro-linguistic programming. So it's changing the way the brain communicates with your body. And it's just another awesome way to unwind your story and create the life that you love. So how I got involved, so I've always been involved in some form of holistic natural healing. I was a server, that was my job. I was a waitress for 20 years. Loved what I did, and I was quite good at it. But it was never quite enough. I always knew there was something more. So I became a Reiki master. I became a breathwork practitioner. And then I developed an injury in my hand. I developed arthritis, or it presented itself as arthritis in my joint right here. And it would swell up to the point where I couldn't actually hold a fork. And it was just in the time when I walked away from my serving career. I had no idea what I was going to do. I didn't know anything about what I was going to do. And I met Carla. And so Carla introduced me to BodyTalk, which, as you can see, has done wonders for my hand. But from there, I ended up there was an informational evening on a hypnotherapy course. And I went, yeah, okay. That little voice inside said, you got to go, you got to go. And I sat down and I went, yeah, I'm going to take this course. And by, by miracles, I ended up in this hypnotherapy class. And I knew in the first 10 minutes of the class, I got this goosebump that started in my solar plexus, and it's never stopped. So for me, hypnotherapy is that thing I get to do that doesn't feel like work. And I love it for lots of different reasons. But one of the biggest ones is it's such a multifaceted modality, right? So hypnosis is a natural state that we go in and out of all the time. Anytime you lose sense of time, you're in a hypnotic state, right? So you can go into a hypnotic state while you're driving. You ever driven somewhere and not remembered what traffic was like? Or all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, I've been driving for an hour, or even doing the dishes or anything. That's a hypnotic state. So hypnotherapy is what you do when you're in that state. And as your hypnotherapist, I kind of guide you through your subconscious mind, because that's where your brainwave is. And we can use it to eliminate habits and patterns, help deal with stress, like what we're going to talk about today, PTSD, and really coming back into yourself, loving who you are and where you are, and creating a life that you live. So that's kind of my story in a nutshell.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty amazing to have that much change in your hand too. And then that's what kind of, everything happens for a reason too. I really believe that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing,
Yeah.
Daneaya. So Carla, let's go over to you, and kind of the same question, Carla. How did you, and what are you doing now? Because I see you've got Epigenetics on there and Body Eco, which I'm really not sure what Body Eco is. So can you share with us what that is, and kind of what you're doing now, and how the BodyTalk is working?
It is part of the BodyTalk system. Body ecology is working with your microbiome, which is now the latest big thing, right? Our system, our digestive system, all the little bugs in our colons. Apparently, we have about 2 or 3 kilograms. Some people disagree on how much, but 2 or 3 kilograms just on the bugs in our digestive system that help us to digest food and distribute it throughout the body and keep us healthy. When that is out of balance, we have digestive issues.
Mm-hmm.
So diet, of course, is a big factor in the digestive system. And the little bugs like plants. So fruits and vegetables is a necessity to keep our digestive system healthy, and our body, because they have all the vitamins, all the minerals that we need.
Yeah.
And the other one you mentioned is Epigenetics is working with our RNA and DNA. We have human DNA that is the same for every person on this earth. But we have markers on the DNA and markers on the RNA, which is a copy of the DNA, and we can manipulate those markers to eliminate, for example, immune system disorders or illnesses that we really don't want anymore. And when we talk about stress, that is the number one cause of most illnesses and disharmony in our body.
Right.
And the more stressed we become, the less our immune system is properly working. It is very important to lower your stress level. And that's what we're talking about today, right?
Right. And the less stress will help our bodies be more in balance and have
Absolutely
be better able to have that immune system at its peak.
Yes.
Pop in there, just working with a being at this level, with the mind, with the body, at the epigenetic, the body ecology, it's all done with permission, right? Like, it's not just like we can go in and kind of manipulate your body or manipulate your mind without your permission. There's got to be a permission that's granted, and once that happens, that opens up the doorway to facilitate the change. Right?
Well, it's more a priority.
Yeah.
We ask the body what is necessary to balance whatever is happening. And the body will tell us, either verbally or, psychic or intuitively, we can find out what is wrong in the body. I work with crystals as well. They'll tell me what I need to do and where I need to go. So it's a bit of a complex issue to explain that in 10 minutes, but intuitively works very well, as you well know, Carly.
Yeah, totally. I just wanted to let everybody know that it's done with permission of the person who comes, right? So if you,
of course, yeah,
for one thing, that's what you're giving us permission to do. So I don't know, it just felt like an important thing to add.
Well, yeah, I think that I mean, that's a lot how the remote work does work as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Needing to have the people's permission. We can't just, randomly throw out our good vibes and hope that they stick
in their mind once they ask, right? Once they give permission. Talking about the remote, that's something that's really super cool on our end. So when COVID hit, obviously everybody just kind of had to stop. And Carla and I had an office in Kelowna, and we would always offer distance sessions as well, but it was mostly in person. And so, of course, when the lockdown happened, we couldn't work in person. But that opened up a really cool avenue for us to explore doing what we do online. And online has always been something I've wanted to explore a little bit more. A lot of the people in the hypnosis world that I follow, that I learn from, they only have sessions online. They don't actually have a physical office. So, well, if they can do it, we can learn how to do it. And so we kind of experimented a little bit, offering sessions to people who've had work done both in person. And we said, well, hey, would you want to try out an online session? And it was such a cool experience because everybody said that the effectiveness of the session was exactly the same. The only thing they missed was was the hug at the beginning or the hug at the end, right? So we've had clients who, they're like, yeah, I get all set up on my bed and I light my incense and my animals come and join in. And having the online option be our main focus creates a lot more openness and availability in our schedule. It's a lot easier for us to start a session at 6, 7 o'clock in the evening if we're working from home than to actually physically be somewhere. So that's pretty cool how it opened up the online part.
Yeah, and you had been doing some distance sessions already, though, right? So, but for the clients that you had who were used to coming in and seeing you in person, I guess it was a lot more of adjustment for them too. But it's so good to hear that they actually, some of them, it sounds like they like it even more because
they do actually,
right?
And especially wintertime, they don't have to travel anywhere, right?
That's something that everybody likes.
Yeah.
And so to support the immune system and have, the reduced stress in our lives, maybe you can speak to the hypnotherapy side on that and how, like what that looks like for somebody who's feeling stressed out and they know that they're starting to get sick more often, or like cold sores or whatever's coming out on them. What can they do? What can people do in this situation to help themselves? And is there some hypnotherapy they can do themselves, or do they come to see you, or do you have some groups somewhere or recordings? Or long-winded question. Answer all of it.
So the answer to all of them in a really basic form is yes. Yes. So yes, I have recordings. Yes, I'm working on a Facebook group. That's something that moving more online, taking on the digital marketing is quite the learning curve, but I'm getting there.
Oh, yeah.
There are recordings on my Facebook page. Daneaya Hypno is on Facebook, and self-hypnosis is something that I encourage everybody to do. I do teach clients how to do that. It's really, really easy. We go in and out of hypnosis all the time. It's simply a focused state. So anytime you take a moment, it's almost the same thing as a meditation, right? So anytime you take a moment and you repeat the word relax, your subconscious mind has to obey. It has to obey. It might take a few breaths. It might take a few times to repeat the word, but eventually you'll start to relax. And as soon as your brainwave begins to slow down, right? So right now we're in the brainwave of beta, we're active, we're utilizing our senses. But as soon as you start to slow down, your brainwave starts to slow down. It starts to drop and drop and drop, very similar to when you're falling asleep. So as your brainwave drops, your immune system actually begins to boost. That's why resting is so important when we're not feeling well. That's why when you don't feel good, all you want to do is sleep. And when you're in that state, your body doesn't have to send all of its energy into thinking and driving and doing all the things that we normally do in our day. It can focus all of its energy on healing. So using hypnosis, it's a guided relaxation. So words are used to drop your brainwave, to put you into a wonderful, calm, relaxed state. And then from there, it's tailored to whatever it is that you're looking for. So if it's stress, in a physical session, in a session with me, I would talk to you about what it is specifically that's causing you stress. How are you feeling? How do you want to feel? And I would gather up that information and create a session for you, for the client, that focuses on eliminating that particular reason why they're stressed out. For whatever reason it might be. It could be just simply the situation that a lot of people are finding themselves in. And when you give yourself that moment to stop and to set it down and just be, it just lifts. Your immune system lifts. You feel better mentally, physically, spiritually. I find hypnosis is just a wonderful way to heal all parts of us, body, mind, and reconnect with the soul. So question, did I cover everything on that?
Yeah, I think so. I've kind of forgotten all my parts of that question. I'm rambling on it a bit. But yeah, so even just something as simple as taking some downtime and just kind of repeating the word relax.
Yeah, just
relax. Of course, not when you're driving, but
driving. But once you feel yourself slowing down, you could then add, I am safe and secure. Peace and harmony are mine.
Right.
Everything works out for me. I trust my infinite intelligence. Our infinite intelligence, our subconscious mind, knows what's best for us. And hypnosis is a wonderful way to tap into that and let it guide you.
Right.
Can't listen to it when we're stressed.
Okay. And so that's a good tip for people to help reduce their stress, is to almost come up with a mantra that resonates with them, and then be able to use that in a repetitive, rhythmic way to kind of bring themselves into that. What was the brainwave level? Theta?
Theta, you don't even have to go into theta to get the effects of it. I like to take people into theta when we do a heavy duty session together, right? That's the easiest way I found to access the subconscious mind. But just to simply start to relax and reduce your stress, you just slow down, take a deep breath. I'm safe, I'm secure, peace and harmony are mine. And the more often you do it, the faster it happens, because your body, your brain, your soul loves to be in that state. That's our natural state, that wonderful, relaxed state.
I see.
It's flow, for lack of better words, right? That could even be your mantra. Yeah. I'm in flow, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the more you do it, the easier it gets, the more effective it gets.
Awesome. So for those just joining us here today, we are chatting with Daneaya and Carla about hypnotherapy and BodyTalk, and we are talking about on ways to support the immune system using these two modalities. And so if you're watching live, awesome. Type in any questions that you might have. Let us know where you're watching from. And hey, if you're watching the replay, let us know on the replay that you're watching. Just type in the word replay in there. Yeah. And so Carla, with the epigenetics and the BodyTalk system, so you're talking earlier about how the gut is such an important role in supporting our immune system.
Yes.
Is there anything else you can add in around that too?
Yes. But especially in this day and age, there's so many uncertainties, and people go into just fight, flight, or freeze. And if you can't fight and you can't flight, then you're going to freeze, which sort of locks your central nervous system or puts your amygdala in a hijack situation, or totally overwork your adrenals, and everything is just locked up solid type of thing throughout your nervous system. So the best thing to do is try not to get upset about things. Things will happen. Meditation is a wonderful way to release any tension in your body. And there are many meditations online for stress and relaxation. Simply, as Daneaya said, you can use those words or scan your body and go and see where you have these knots of stress. And it's usually in the solar plexus or your stomach, because that's where we hold our emotions, right?
Right.
And so if you mentally allow that to de-stress, that will help you on the physical level.
So I'm going to stop you here for a sec, just to kind of touch on this a little bit more. When you're talking about doing a scan on our bodies.
Yeah.
For what do you mean by that? I mean, I can kind of picture something myself, like, maybe just lying there visually, but I don't know, are we scanning with something like our hands or what?
No, with our mind.
With our mind.
Okay. Yeah, if you close your eyes, where is your mind? For example, you can close your eyes and think about your eyes, for example, or you can think about your throat, right? This is putting your attention on individual parts of your body, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by scanning. And you can go to your stomach and see how your stomach feels. And if it isn't too happy, and most people have enough of an intuitive sense to see where the stress is in their body. And then mentally just relax that part of your body. Does that make more sense?
Yeah, actually, I just felt that happen on myself. As we were talking about, did anybody else watching have their stomach area just mentally just relax that? Let us know. Type it in. Share with us if you're
most people will be able.
well.
You may have to do it a few times to get into that zone. I call it the zone. Yeah. But most people can do that. And that will help you physically and mentally and psychologically.
Even just asking yourself, where do I feel the stress? Right?
Yeah.
And then that's actually
your mind is extremely powerful. Right. We can make ourselves happy. We can make ourselves upset. Nobody can make us upset. We do that ourselves, right? It's our decision to get upset about something. So our minds are in control of our physical body. Yes?
Yes.
So if we are in control of our physical body, then our mind can do whatever we need to do on our physical body. Now, most people might say huh? But a little bit of practice can get a long way with that.
Yep. That's actually a perfect way to show how BodyTalk and hypnosis automatically work together, right? They automatically work together. When you take those few deep breaths and you go, relax.
Yes.
Feel yourself relax. And then you ask yourself, where am I feeling the stress? And you'll be guided. And like Carla says, it's usually in the stomach, usually in the solar plexus. And once you've used your mind, your subconscious, to show you where you're feeling that in your body, well, then you can turn around and use the mind even more to help relax the body. And whenever that happens, our immune system is automatically boosted. Automatically.
Exactly.
It happens.
Yes.
Right? So, you identify that you have, okay, well, I'm feeling it in my stomach. So then you can turn around and use your breath, and you can close your eyes, right? We always teach people to put their right hand on the top of the left side of their heart, or the right side of their heart. Their other hand just underneath their
right
belly.
hand on the right, and left hand on your belly, just below your belly button, where your danjian is.
Yeah, so
and just breathe into that and release whatever you feel is not in harmony inside your body.
Completely. So if we just work with the stomach, for example, so if everybody just closes their eyes and focuses their breath, imagining the breath going to that stress in the stomach. And as you send the breath to your tummy, you can feel your breath dissolving.
And just dissolve everything that is happening there that you do not wish to have anymore.
Yeah.
It can work with pain, it can work with stiffness, it can work with anxiety or anger. It works with everything.
Right? So combining the power of the mind with the wisdom of the body, you boost your immune system automatically every time, no matter what. It can be, the uses of these two modalities are only as limitless as our minds are, really. Right? So in some of the trainings that Carla and I have taken for hypnosis, you know, I've learned from ER doctors that work in an emergency medical room down in the States, and they use hypnosis to help their emergency clients, their emergency patients, with anything from a sprained ankle to a gunshot wound. Right? The technique that we just showed you with the breath, Carla learned that from, was it a hypnotist, Carla, a hypnotherapist? Or was it?
I was a hypnotherapist, and I took one of the classes. We took different classes because they have these beautiful, conferences, and multitude of classes. And there was one hypnotherapist that taught me that little trick, and it works so beautifully. It's a simple technique.
So you've shared with us a couple of tips here today on helping to reduce stress, and that in turn will help people's immune system. So that one that you just talked about with the right hand over the heart and the left on the abdomen, and doing some deep breathing and relaxation and releasing any stress or tightness. Really good. And then doing a scan like you were talking about. To see where we might have other tension.
Really nicely. Because people are in such different situations now, right? Instead of the family, mom and dad are both working, children going to school. Now they're all at home and you're looking at everybody 24/7. Now I don't have a family anymore, but that alone would just send you through the roof, I would imagine.
So another cool thing about this really quick is one of the boosting the immune system happens to actually be a byproduct, not a byproduct, that's the wrong choice of words. But if you come to see Carla and I because you have a sore hip, nothing to do with stress. It has nothing to do with stress. I have a sore hip. I injured it in my sporting or in my gym class or whatever. Even though the hip is the main focus, your immune system automatically gets boosted, because that's what happens when our bodies and our minds go into that level of relaxation. So you can come, like I said, for an injury, and your stress is going to automatically be reduced, and your immune system, your entire immune system, is going to automatically be boosted just by letting yourself be put in that state, which I think is super cool.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
And us working together, it's like a double whammy, because the hypnotherapy puts you in total relaxation, and that enables me to work on a much deeper level.
Right.
And because I can work at a much deeper level, the hypnotherapy works so much better. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah.
Combined, it works so much better as just working on a one-to-one.
Yeah, that does. I think the combination that you two have is is excellent. It pairs so well together. Oh, we've got Annie here as well watching. She says, "Hello, ladies." Hi, Annie. Thank you for watching the show and tuning in today. So that's fantastic. I think if people are wanting to get a hold of you, we were talking about this earlier, that there's a lot of, both of your contact info is actually on the holisticmarket.ca website. So heading over there is a search function, and you can either search up Carla or Daneaya, and you'll find their contact info with links to all the social media and even a phone number if you'd like to reach out and see about having an a distant session with them, or what else do you guys have on the go? You mentioned the Facebook group. You have that coming up shortly.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
We do offer a couple of days a week. We do offer in-person sessions for those that really want to come. And where we offer those at is out of Float Space. And Float Space is
Yeah.
practitioner here in Kelowna.
Yeah, that's new for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, floating isn't new. And the cool part about floating,
Oh, gosh, yeah.
if you've never been for a float, go for a float. Carol, who owns it, she is amazing. But when you get into that float tank, because you're only floating in about 10 inches of water with about 1,000 pounds of salt, so you literally just float.
Yeah.
And, you know, people go, oh, I'm claustrophobic, she's got open tanks. But when you get into that float tank, also drops your brainwave into that same wonderful space that hypnosis and BodyTalk does. So one of the cool things that we've done with Carol and that we're putting together more, or it can be booked that way, is people go for a float and then they have a session with Carla and I, or they have a session with Carla and I and go right into a float tank. So it's just this.
Oh, nice.
It is truly an experience. So maybe one time we can get Carol on here to talk about that too. So that, again, to book with us, you're going to want to book through myself or Carla. And if you really want to experience an in-person session, then we set that up through Float Space.
Through Float Space. Okay. But initially the contact is with you. I put your Facebook handle up there again at Naya Hypno, Naya Hypno, as in hypnotherapy. Naya Hypno.
Yeah.
There we go.
Awesome. So that's how it got shortened to Naya.
Yeah, well, thank you both for being on the show today. I love having these tips coming through, and I know they're really helpful to our viewers, and especially at this time when we're all thinking about our immune systems and the state of them, and how we can, be the best in the best health that we can to be the healthiest that we can. Well, thank you so much for being on. Is there anything that I've missed that maybe you want to add before we sign off?
I thank you for having us, Carly.
Oh, you're welcome.
It was a pleasure.
Okay, well, hang out in the studio there for a sec. I'll join you in a minute, and so we'll be here soon. Okay, bye. So thank you for watching, everybody, and please go ahead and join us again next week, next Tuesday at 11:11 a.m. Pacific time. Next week, I actually have, I'm going to be on myself, and I'm going to be sharing some holistic living tips that I have with some self-acupressure and for things to reduce any pain and to bring about a sense of overall wellness is what I will be focusing on. So join me next week, and I will be sharing some tips with that. And we just got one last comment here. Have a great day, Carly, says Annie. Thank you, Annie, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next week. Bye for now.